The advent of the age of information has revolutionized life for humans and for all life forms on the planet. Today, our virtual world has become just as important as our real world. This has come about as a result of the rapid expansion in the Internet and the ever-increasing numbers of Internet users. Thus, as more and more people become Internet savvy, our world is becoming smaller and smaller.
Very early on, GCC countries realised the potential information technology had to revolutionise the region's economy, particularly in light of the ensuing trend towards globalisation and the possibilities it brought with it to make the region an important global centre for IT. As soon as this was evident, the countries of the region began a trend of scientific and technological collaboration and innovation which allowed the industry to gain momentum and to flourish, thereby generating further economic impetus. Indeed, the Gulf has become among the most important regions for technology in the world.
There are many aspects to the GCC countries that contribute to their success in IT. Most importantly, they enjoy a wealth of human capital that is technologically astute and capable of promoting e-business solutions. The use of the Internet and catering to the needs of an advanced infrastructure that add to the attractiveness of the region as a place for international investors to conduct business in. An overriding factor that played a major role in this favourable environment is the availability of financial investment in the field of IT.
God willing, we are positioned very favourably for a future of exceptional success in the field of IT. However, we have to realize that we are still relatively late in catching up with global IT applications like e-government. We in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia have begun electronic applications in many fields, and though we realize we are quite behind in this, we continue to be very optimistic as to the future of IT industry in our country and in the region.
Statistics indicate a steady growth in the number of Internet users. 49% of Internet usage in the Arab world is in the Gulf, and GCC countries top the list of Arab computer users.
I believe that GCC countries should look seriously into future industries, such as nanotechnologies, fuel cells, robotics, and other forms of information technology. We have an availability of surpluses and capital, making relevant investment, including those in training and development, easily justifiable and viable.
سيتيح لها أن تطور عمالة ماهرة يمكن أن تحتل مكان قوي وهام بين دول المنطقة.
In terms of the amount GCC countries spend on IT, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia comes first, followed by the United Arab Emirates. As a result, a number of successful and ambitious projects have been set up by these two countries. Saudi Arabia established the King Abdulaziz City for Science and Technology and has implemented a project on the national level where computer technology was introduced to 3,000 schools that are currently linked online. Meanwhile, the United Arab Emirates established the Dubai Internet City and implemented the most advanced e-government program in the area. Giant steps have also been taken by Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain and Oman.
Over the past 30 to 35 years, international investors have been attracted to the region. And this in turn has facilitated us becoming investors in other regions and in different industries. Many conferences are held in the Gulf today with the aim of attracting Gulf Arabs to invest in neighboring countries as well as in developed countries. We now have investments in China and India, among others. These markets are booming and producing sound returns for investors.
The application of the concept of e-government aims at providing better public services, promoting interaction between the various business sectors, facilitating the acquisition of information in a timely manner, and shortening the time and effort involved in dealing with the authorities through more efficient government operations and a better interface with the public. In turn, this reduces pressure on government agencies and also avoids administrative stagnation.
E-government will save both time and effort. Citizens and expatriates alike will be more comfortable dealing with the authorities and will enjoy an efficient service from the comfort of their own home.
Several years ago, the government of Dubai announced a complete transition from conventional to electronic communication through the Paperless Government project, and thus became the first Arab e-government. This transition came after a series of projects were set up to prepare Dubai's infrastructure for this dramatic change. Dubai also established the first free trade zone for information technology, which attracted major computer and programming companies from around the world. E-government is also pursued by other GCC countries. The state of Kuwait has an ambitious plan for a fundamental transformation of the government apparatus by introducing technology to government organisations. This will be done by adjusting the existing infrastructure and providing training and development programmes for government employees to enable them to not only operate the current technological processes, but also to be able to innovate new ways in which technology can be a vehicle for a more efficient and proactive government.
Kuwait was quick on the mark to introduce technology to government processes and work. Two particular success stories stand out: the Civil Service Commission and the Public Authority for Civil Information. The latter successfully installed systems that simplify the process of acquiring a civil ID and is now working on producing a smart card, an advanced project that gives Kuwait the edge over some of the other countries in the GCC.
والمعلومات المدنية أعتقد أنه الكل يشعر الآن في اللي إصدار يعني كيف أن تسهيل الإجراءات في إصدار البطاقة المدنية. والآن طبعا الخدمة المعلومات المدنية الآن بدأت تتكلم عن البطاقة الذكية، وهي هذه أيضا من القضايا اللي جدا مهمة ومتقدمة في كثير من الدول الخليجية لا تملك هذا الشيء. توظيف هذه
The proper utilization of information technology requires a certain caliber of human capital, one that possesses the necessary skills to use the equipment and software effectively, to feed the machines with data and information, and to innovate new work methods that facilitate complete computerization in order to provide improved services to the public. We must now concentrate on training, retraining, and developing manpower resources rather than laying off.
Civil Service Commission provides a website through which young people can apply for jobs. This means that the Commission is linked with many educational agencies such as Kuwait University and the Public Authority for Applied Education and Training. It means that job applications can be processed without paperwork. The Commission also recruits staff needed by government agencies through electronic means and hence automatically matches applicants to the requirements of the government agencies. This is one important step towards achieving a complete integrated e-government program for the state of Kuwait.
In the state of Qatar, there are tangible efforts towards achieving e-government as well. Today, there are a number of government services that can be processed online. The state is generously sponsoring other initiatives that will eventually lead to an inclusive e-government system for the state.
Bahrain has done much in achieving e-government. Electronic voting was launched during the last elections, for example. The Kingdom is also trying to establish e-schools so that in the future the teaching curriculum will be available online. Bahrain's Central Agency for Technology was established in 1980 and is responsible for much of the country's data management, including the production of the National Identity Card and providing training and development programs for Bahraini citizens in the different fields of information technology. It, too, is endeavouring to set up the Smart Card project, which is seen as a cornerstone in the achievement of e-government in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
The Sultanate of Oman established a ministerial committee called the Supreme Committee for Information Technology and the Centre for Information Technology called the Information Oasis, which allows the private sector to nationalise information technology projects. This demonstrates just how seriously the Sultanate views technological innovation. Oman is now pursuing an ambitious project called the National Strategy for the Omani Digital Society. This strategy encompasses all fields of knowledge and human competence in efficiently applying technology to economic and social fields as well as to e-government services.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is the largest market in the region in terms of the number of computers it sells internally. More than 250,000 computers have been sold in the market, and sales are increasing every year. The kingdom also has the largest number of internet users in the entire Arab world, according to statistics.
Officials of the GCC countries are now pursuing a unified policy of laws and legislations that regulate e-commerce and other aspects such as e-signature and e-security. A series of coordinated procedures are also taking place to achieve a unified law for e-commerce, e-payment infrastructure, e-procurement and e-taxation systems.
Not long ago, we read that the size of e-commerce in either the Gulf alone or as part of the Arab world had reached over $6 billion. This raises certain security concerns. For example, we are wondering if there are laws for e-signature. This is also a question asked at the level of e-government. Are the necessary laws for e-security and e-signature in place?
The decision the GCC countries have taken to become advanced in all fields also applies to the field of information technology. These countries have made a strategic choice to pursue development in the area of information technology.
The fact that Gulf products and the exports of the petrochemical industries are being sold to the rest of the world indicates that these countries possess the necessary technology for this to take place. This means that technology contributes to the ability of Gulf products to penetrate all markets in the world. Unfortunately, the public remains largely unaware of this situation, perhaps because the media pays so little attention to it.
GCC countries have made a strategic choice to develop their industrial and manufacturing capacity as the main alternative for diversifying their economies and increasing their national income. In the same way, they've also made the strategic choice to develop the necessary skills, competence and abilities to alter existing technology and innovate new technology on the national level. This leads to improved production both in terms of quality and quantity and to better cater to the needs of the industrial facilities in their respective countries.
Also among the byproducts of these strategic decisions comes increasing investment in the education and training of nationals to meet the human needs of industry. GCC countries are working towards unifying curriculum in science and technology and increasing the budgets assigned for research. They are also linking colleges, universities, institutes and centres of study and research with industrial projects to arrive at a formula that facilitates a better understanding of technology and innovation at the national level.
Naturally, when GCC countries have opted to invest in nationalising and developing their industrial base, the need emerged for creating state-of-the-art research facilities. A competitive industrial process is not merely a concentration of equipment, tools and processes. Its success is also highly dependent on people, specifically those who have the right skills and knowledge to conduct tests and experiments, who have the ability to innovate and who can develop and improve industrial facilities.
Integration rather than competition is essential for the success of industry in the Gulf. There needs to be unified systems so that GCC products are better able to compete with international products in external markets.
From this belief stems the emphasis GCC officials place on unifying procedures of information exchange through a platform of technology that results from collaboration between manufacturing facilities and universities, colleges, research institutes and centres.
GCC governments hope that the vast development in information technology will offer more employment and training opportunities to GCC citizens as society shifts to electronic means of managing their economies.
Technology is not a commodity we are in a hurry to obtain. Indeed, we view it as a vehicle or catalyst through which we can channel our own innovation and put it to use in a way that we regard as beneficial. This is the real source of value for information technology for us. It facilitates the achievement of our own innovation. This was also the notion adopted by European societies when they invested in information technology in their own countries.
وما بين الإنتاجية في الأعمال كلها صارت مشكلة حسب المفاهيم الجديدة بشكل جديد ومتسارع، ولكن احنا يعني يجب أن يكون عندنا نظرة مطمئنة أن احنا نستطيع أن نحقق ما هو بالعادة ينظر لك مستحيل يعني إن شاء الله.
أنا أشوف فيها مسؤولية.
This is a responsibility. It is a responsibility for all of us. Fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, ministers, officials, and employees. We all have a role in the use and introduction of technology. I am very pleased to see the UN rating of countries in terms of technology penetration. UN reports rank 195 countries. When I look to see where Kuwait ranks, or where Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, or Oman come, I feel happy because I can see the outright competition between nations to secure better rankings, and that will only translate into action on the part of my own society. There is real competition in the use of information technology in all fields, including health services, military, and others. We have always considered the development of our nations to be a commitment we are entrusted with. Not taking action to improve the competitive ranking of our countries in the use of information technology is an outright breach of this commitment. Just like we did in other fields, we shall prove to the world, God willing, that we are capable of achieving huge leaps forward in the field of information technology.
إن إحنا قادرين على هذا التحدي وإن إن شاء الله راح نوصل لمستويات عالية جدا.
The time has come to intensify efforts. Strategies, work plans and agendas should all be laid out so that the countries of the GCC can cope easily with the challenges ahead and reap opportunities.